All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming to the public information meeting for the Hamilton County Bridge 148 replacement project. So my name is Matt Lee, and I'm with the Hamilton County Highway Department. And so just give you an overview of our format for tonight. So we're going to start with the design team giving a brief presentation, an overview of the project, and then we have a couple of the sets of preliminary plans that have developed their 30% plans. That's the stage of the project that we're at. And so after their presentation, we'd like everybody, if you'd like to come up, interact with the design team. You can ask questions, give us some feedback. On the screens, we'll also have a plan sheet with an aerial that kind of shows the project line work over aerial imagery. So I'll hand things over to Nick, who's the lead designer, and he'll run through the presentation.
Sure. Thank you, Matt.
All righty. Thanks for that introduction, Matt. Good evening, everybody. We appreciate you being here, taking the time to be with us tonight. Like Matt said, this is the public information meeting for 161st Street over Kirkendall Creek, also known as the Hamilton County Bridge number 148 for us. Tonight we'll walk through why this project is needed, what we're proposing, and what to expect moving forward. Here's a quick overview of what we'll cover. We'll start with introductions. Matt kind of introduced myself, talk about the purpose of the project, review the options that we considered, and then we'll walk through the recommended design, the schedule, and the construction. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Okay, yeah. How about this? Good? All right. Sorry about that. Do you want me to start over? Or good to keep? Okay, sweet. After that, we'll invite everyone to come up and take a closer look at the plans, like he said, and we can be there to answer any questions that you all might have. Like Matt had said, I'm Nick Eckstein. I'm the project manager for Burgess & Nyepel, so I'm the lead designer. Also with me here is Sydney Smith. She's my lead project engineer on the project as well. So this project is being led by, is that better? Sorry. It's being led by Hamilton County Highway Department. They are supported by our design team from Burgess & Nyepel. Let's see here. We also have here, everyone on this list is also attending this meeting as well, so they'll be available for the same types of questions. Let's see here. So this is, like I said, this project is on 161st Street. Here's an aerial view. It is between Hazeldale and Gray Road. It's located about a third of a mile west of Hazeldale, like most of you probably know. Another aerial view that's a little more zoomed in for you. And the purpose of tonight's meeting really is three things. So first is to explain why this bridge needs to be replaced. Second is to show how the proposed project improves safety and connectivity. And then third is to hear any concerns or questions that you all may have. So the existing structure was built in 1980. It's a two-span timber bridge. While it's served the community well, it's now in poor condition, has substandard railings, and doesn't meet today's safety or roadway needs. At this point, replacement is the most responsible long-term solution. Thank you.
All right. My back thanks you as well. Can you hear me? Okay. Sweet. Thank you so much. So the proposed structure will be a single-span precast three-sided structure, which removes the supports from the creek that is currently with the existing structure, and it also improves our hydraulic performance. It will also include a wider roadway section as well as a 10-foot multi-use path on the north side, with space preserved for a future path on the south side that will mirror the north side. The roadway will be slightly raised, about 1.5 feet, and this is to improve sight distance and safety for the traveling public. The proposed roadway will include two 12-foot lanes, two 2-foot shoulders, guardrail, a 10-foot multi-use path, and a buffer between that path and the guardrail. The south side is is just preserved for what is going to be essentially potentially a future path for Noblesville. These improvements are focused on making the corridor safer for all users, drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians. As mentioned earlier, the roadway just east of the structure will be raised approximately 1.5 foot. If you can see here, the middle dash line is what the existing ground line elevations are. The thicker solid line is what the proposed ground elevation will be. So it kind of gives you a visual of what the dip was like before and how we're going to mitigate that a little bit with this new proposed structure. Like I said, this will help provide additional sight distance. So coming down the hill, you'll be able to see cars sooner and quicker, and the same for the other direction as well. So this project includes about 450 feet of full depth pavement replacement and some additional pavement resurfacing, and that's to tie back into the existing pavement smoothly. So there also is some minor channel work is required in order to prevent erosion. So that will include placing riprap on either side of the structure, on either side of the channel at the base of the structure. We are impacting one driveway, which will be resurfaced accordingly. Any driveway work will be coordinated directly with the affected property owner. This project does require some right-of-way acquisition. The light green showing the permanent right-of-way acquisition, which is just under half an acre total, and the light blue showing the temporary right-of-way acquisition, which is just under 1/10 of an acre total. So just temporary right-of-way on the north side, it's some permanent and temporary on the south side. The existing utility poles that are currently on the south side of 161st Street, they will need to be relocated to the south, to the edge of that proposed right-of-way green area. During construction, the road will be fully closed with a signed detour. Utilizing Hazeldale Road, 169th Street, and Gray Road. The contractor will maintain access to all property owners, and any work near private drives will be coordinated ahead of time as well. Here we can take a look at our anticipated schedule. Currently, we are finalizing the environmental document. Right-of-way acquisition will begin this spring with design continuing through the year. We would like to have the utilities relocated later this year and let the project in spring of 2027, which would lead to an anticipated construction completion date of the fall of 2027. Thank you again for coming out tonight and for your interest in this project. Your feedback is important to us. So at this time, we'd like to invite you to please stick around, review the exhibits, talk with any of the members of the project team up here, and we're happy to answer your questions.
Sure.
So we have copies of the plans, so if you'd like to come up and kind of talk through them, you know, we're happy to answer questions and you know, engage with your comments. Okay.
So the multi-use path on the north side, that can be connected up to the one that the subdivision currently has, what is that?
Yeah, so you can see on here, it is being constructed. These red lines is being constructed and extended. Oh, thank you. Constructed and extended over the structure. So, and this is,
Where would it terminate? How far past the bridge? Does it continue past the bridge or does
it is terminating right here.
Okay.
So just past the bridge. So this, the inclusion of the multi-use paths on the north and the south side is through our coordination with the city of Noblesville. And the section that they asked us to use is consistent with their corridor plan for 161st Street. So there's a east of Hazeldale along 161st Street. There's a very similar structure that they constructed a couple of years ago out by the soccer facilities. In this structure is being designed to match that same roadway section and corridor section.
Okay, with some future plan, sidewalks going all the way down the street, probably?
Yes, yep, that's in their future long-term plan for the 161st Street corridor.
Plan on doing public sewage and lighting and all that stuff, and don't you have to do that? You're gonna put in a sidewalk that goes all the way down to
That-
61st Street?
That I don't know, that would be a question for the city of Noblesville.
Yeah, the main purpose of this project is to replace the bridge that is.
Yeah. And
deteriorating.
to have the bridge be able to accommodate their future reconstruction plans for the corridor. Yes.
Do you happen to know if those long-term plans are published anywhere? Can you see them?
So through my coordination, they said that they're in their corridor study for 161st Street. So I would recommend reaching out to the Noblesville Engineering Department.
What about the other bridge that's between Hazeldale and Gray Road?
The other bridge between,
Currently go right across this place, forward and back down, so. It's currently a double drain culvert. A
oh,
little further, is that on Gray Road you're talking about? No, it's before Gray. Yeah.
Why is it?
Right there, that house, before Gray.
To the east, about 3 houses.
Is it the other one with the?
It's right here.
You guys put in extensions on the pipes, here's.
There is another bridge there.
so that may be a small structure, but it's not, so to be classified as a bridge, there's size requirements. The clear span needs to be greater than 20 feet. So that structure it's not in the county bridge inventory.
Same creek.
Yeah. So yeah, that one is not classified as a bridge.
You wouldn't be able to get walking trails over.
Well, when they would come through and do a project, they would need to upgrade that structure. So, Noblesville. So Gray Road is the dividing line between Noblesville and Westfield.
So who's responsible for 161st Street? Is it county or city? It's both.
Yeah, it's a mixture. It's a mixture. So, Noblesville has annexed some areas, but other areas are are county. But based on, I believe they have planning, Noblesville has planning jurisdiction through this area based on some planning maps.
Under city limits, they have all zoning and planning requirements, that's normal. Who takes care of the road?
So the county takes care of the bridge.
I understand. they take
Yep.
care of most all the bridges, but
Yeah,
who does
we're-
the maintenance and repair for 161st Street?
That I'm not sure.
I've got pulled up here, from Gray Road, the county has a section to, pretty much the bridge, or just west of the bridge, that's the county's.
Yeah.
And then the city has it from there through Hazeldale, and then there's a very small section, that the county has, and then it goes back to the city.
Can I stand up and ask some questions?
Sure.
Can he have the microphone?
So, my points of clarification are,
I'd like you to talk into the microphone.
my points of clarification are, who controls the repair and maintenance of 161st Street? Evidently, nobody knows, but right now, we have no shoulders. You guys used to come by, and your employees are exemplary that I've met over the last 25 years in the area. We try and put a little shoulder on there. Right now, you drop off 6 inches, you can't get back on the road. I've landed Lifeline helicopter on my property for an overturned box truck in the creek because he can't. And it's because the utility poles are there because that's your easement. I understand that. But you're going to do a bridge improvement and do nothing else to the road. That doesn't benefit anybody. I'm all for the bridge improvement and what needs to be done. There's some things that need to be adjusted, but it's a safety hazard. That road is a safety hazard. What's a truck, what is the volume of cars on 161st Street since they put in the interchange at 31?
What's our traffic?
5,000? 6,000 cars a day.
Yeah.
You know, that a dump truck, we got, when not Fake Forest, but Forest, the subdivision went in, Corby Thompson's, we were able to get a 10-ton limit on the road to keep the trucks off. Well, it's worked a little bit, but, you know, we've got, call the sheriff, do all that. It's helped the bridge, but they have to drive with their wheel on the double line to stay off of going off the road because of the width of a dump truck and the width of this road. My other questions are, this parcel's right here. There's no 45-foot easement in here dedicated from when it became a neighborhood. When you reparcel in Hamilton County, as far as that I know of, you give up right of way. Is that right?
As far as I know, yeah.
That's the way I heard it.
I travel the road every single day.
Well, I know.
live in Brookside.
It was a Bolden's truck. They slipped off the road. They couldn't get back on. The box truck's wide enough. It hit the pole. We had entrapment underneath. What I think a lot of the people here are worried about, and I am, and concerned about, is the safety of the road. You're concerned about the safety of the bridge. There's got to be a melting between those two. If you go out there right now, in fact, if you go back to your videos showing the road, you can even see the drop off on all your videos. And I've met half you guys out here at my place. You know how bad the road is. It's dropping off like that, Matt. You know
Yeah.
it.
So-
What are we gonna do?
So for this project,
Mm-hmm.
we received some funding through the Indianapolis MPO.
I saw that.
And so, you know, the funding will only take us so far. And so we need to start somewhere. And we've received funding because of the condition of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main driving force. And so within our project limits, we have the funding to improve the roadway and address those concerns. It would
Beyond the
take-
bridge?
Beyond the bridge, it would take an additional project.
But that is yet to be determined,
That is yet to be determined.
which has been going on for the last how many years? Ever since the neighborhood was brought into the city, and this area from here down to just on the other side of Beckville and up to the Tillsmans, that was all incorporated and annexed in 2007.
Okay.
Ever since that's happened, everybody's like, that's a city road. Oh, that's a county. It used to be the county's road. You guys used to at least come and do the shoulder. When was the last time you guys put shoulder on that road?
I'm not sure.
Do you want me to? I know. So that's a huge concern, number one. That has nothing to do with the bridge. I mean, and we can talk about the bridge next if
Yeah.
you want.
Well, and look, that's feedback that we can take back, that your desire is for improvements along the roadway.
It's not that. It's that you don't need feedback. It has 5,900 cars now. Back in 2000, before that, that was not an issue. This is something that has been sitting on the stove waiting to boil over for so long and nobody does anything. I've got neighbors that call and try and figure out, oh, it's not mine, it's a city. We talk to the city, guess what? They do nothing, they say it's that. So it's a hazard, number one. And I think everybody in this room is for an upgrade, a reasonable upgrade. But it shouldn't just be the bridge, is my first point on that.
Okay?
Could you make a second point of the dangerous intersection at 161st and Gray? And if we're fixing the bridge, we're just gonna have more traffic at a roundabout that nobody sees. When it was snowing, 3 people went right through that roundabout at Hazelville and 161st because there's no elevation, just a bunch of rocks.
But I talked to Matt about that back in June, and it's a battle between Westfield and Noblesville.
And
It's not
then
gonna
on
even be
the
in
other
county.
side of us is the
Right.
battle of 161st and Gray, where my husband and my granddaughter got entrapped when she was making that turn between a telephone pole, because it's so dangerous. So if we make a great bridge, it might just invite more than 6,000 people to do Gray Road and then a roundabout that you can't see. I know that's not your problem, but if you could take that back.
Okay.
Well, I know they're also planning to close 146th and Hazelville soon, right? That whole overpass and
Yeah.
project.
So that,
Where's all that
So
traffic
it's just
going?
gonna get worse.
Right.
It
Yeah.
gets really bad.
I guess in some
So,
ways, you doing the bridge might be a favor, because you'll
100
block us out at the same time.
161st Street is not a planned signed detour for the Hazeldale project. So I know, people will use it. They use unsigned, but that's not the planned signed detour route.
People didn't realize until 146th Street shut down that 161st Street goes from Cherry Tree to Town Road. And once that happened, right now, you'll put a bridge on there, they'll be going 55 instead of 45 and 9, flying down that road. So
Yeah.
let's make it easier for them to go faster without doing anything else along the way, while we've got no shoulder whatsoever on that road. It's terrible.
Okay.
In 25 years. So I'll let them, I have some other comments.
If I could
Yeah.
make a couple statements. I'm Commissioner Mark Harebrant, and I live in Brookside. I travel that road every day. Since I came into office, I've tried to advocate for that road. I hate 161st and Gray Road. I absolutely hate it. I've watched buses go through. I've talked to Garen. I will tell you that the city of Westfield did step up, and they hired, I think, United Consulting to do a study on a roundabout there. It's a complicated roundabout because of the topography, and when you go after a project like that, it takes a lot of money, and it's very competitive. It's because the topography that you have there it's expensive, and the right-of-way is going to be extremely expensive, and we're competing against everybody in the donut area. And so to try to get money, we have to strategically look at how we're going to go about it. And part of that is getting to 30% design, and that's what the city of Westfield is trying to do. They've kind of stepped it up. I don't know where they are on buying right-of-way right now, but I mean, it really spurred because of Garen and what's going on there, and I've watched cars slide off. It's horrible. I'm sorry?
What's Noblesville doing?
I can't answer that, but I can tell you this. It's people like you guys that come to meetings like this that express your thoughts and what's going on there. I mean, I hear from so many people, oh, I'm not going to go to that meeting because my input's not going to be heard. I can assure you that everything from this meeting that you guys are talking about will be heard. And I personally would like to set up a meeting with Noblesville, us, maybe Westfield too, okay? And have everybody in a room and everybody can hear exactly what your thoughts are, what we might be able to do to collaborate and really put some focus on this, because I agree, that road is changed significantly with the traffic, and a lot of people use it. And I mean, I've just watched it. I've lived there for 21 years in Brookside, and so I've watched the traffic increase significantly, especially during the school hours. It's crazy. So I hear you. I agree with you, and appreciate you guys being here. And I wanted to be here too because I see what you guys see, and they're on that road as well. Yeah.
So when we moved here 25 years ago, and you were here before then, none of those developments were there.
I know.
So
Yeah.
the road was just fine, and it
Yeah.
was chip and seal, and
Yeah.
everybody was happy, and you could go out and have a picnic on 161st. That's just not the case anymore.
I couldn't agree with you more, and
We're gonna put all this money into
Yeah.
the bridge, which I agree, it needs to be done. But why can't we improve the road? And you have to imagine that the road, just being a two-lane road, is not going to be sufficient as Magnolia Ridge is being built out, and we have more development going north and east. And I just don't think that there's a very good vision with this project. Outside of just fixing the bridge,
Yeah.
which we all agree that has to be done. But why are we fixing the bridge and making it basically the same size bridge if the road can't handle the traffic that is on there now? And it's only going to continue to grow.
I agree, it's going to continue to grow.
Well, they'll have to, I mean, with two walking paths.
Yeah.
If you make that road bigger, Matt, that bridge would not be able to have another lane of traffic on it.
No, so what we're designing for is 2 lanes of traffic.
That's what I mean.
So-
It's a secondary roadway. It's not, that one step down from a primary.
Okay.
So if you put that bridge in there and you decide, okay, I'm not really saying that I want you to eat up more of my land, but let's say you've got to make the road bigger. What if you had to make it 4 lane? You just had to add 1 lane, a turning lane or whatever. That bridge is obsolete. It doesn't have enough room.
Correct.
width-wise.
Correct.
So you'd have to redo the bridge again.
But there are no plans to make 161st Street 4 lanes. We are widening the roadway to 12-foot lanes bordered by 2-foot shoulders. Correct. And that matches what Noblesville's vision, what their thoroughfare plan is for that roadway. And so they don't have plans to expand that to a 4-lane roadway.
Even if you expand the road 2 feet on each side, you're gonna be 1 foot away from the utility poles. What I'm getting at is, you're telling me about Noblesville, who we are very, very well versed in, but we can't even get anybody out to maintain the road. We can't get you, we can't get them, we're in like no man's land. So Noblesville thoroughfare plan really doesn't do a whole lot, when they don't even come out and take care of the road. I mean, I don't know how many people are gonna have to get killed out there. How many telephone poles have been cut off because they've been hit so close? But you've seen it. All you do is look at the edge of the road, when the cars go off, they can't come back on even if they wanted to until a certain point. It's dangerous. But all we're gonna focus on is the bridge. It's only a mile section, isn't it, from Hazeldale to Gray? Roughly?
So the type of funding that we received,
Gotcha.
it's for a bridge project. And so there are limits to what we can do. That funding is for a bridge replacement.
The one
So-
question I have about that though is, it's a bridge project, but you're grabbing right of way for Noblesville to use.
Yes, so we are designing,
Conduit for Noblesville to right of way in New Pound land.
we designed this section for their corridor, their proposed future corridor for this roadway. That is what we based our design on.
And they're in the city, and the north side's in the city.
The reason that we coordinated with them and used their section, because that's very common with what we do when we are doing a project near or in one of the other municipalities. And so we coordinate with them so that if they have potential future plans, that we can accommodate what their potential future plans may be.
Their plans, we're not in the city of Noblesville. Or the county.
You will be in the
That's, yeah, that's, based on their future plans, that's what it indicates, is they have plans for additional annexations.
Still wants to try and get right of way for walking trails and things like that. They can come and get it at a later date. Why are you accommodating?
So the challenge with that is how much you would have to impact the bridge that was just constructed. So you would have to basically impact back into the roadway surface to lengthen the bridge. If we stopped it just behind the guardrail,
What if you went to your construction limit line,
that's what we are.
right of way?
Yeah, our proposed right-of-way is just outside the construction limits.
If I could come up with
You're good. Yeah, sir.
No, just put that up. Yeah.
What would you like to see? I'm sorry.
That's
We-
it right there. I love that one.
Okay.
I love it. Does this have to be on here?
I don't think there's a way to.
I can move it though for you.
So, right here is your construction limit.
Yes.
Goes like this, and then, guess what, it tapers all the way off like that.
Yep.
Down here, your right of way is 50 feet. I don't know where you're doing it, but down here, not that I want my neighbor to have 50 feet out, why is it not 50 feet down here?
So the reason for that is the edges of the construction limits are the limits of what we need to tie in the side slopes.
To
So-
tie into what?
The side slopes. So as you get to the edge of the bridge, because the roadway, sorry, I forgot. Because at the edges of the roadway, you have to tie in your slopes. So your roadway is at a higher grade, so it's at a higher level than your property. And at that point, you have to tie in. You can't just have a straight drop. So those are the limits that we need in order to get our road back into ground.
But you've done your due diligence, because I've met half of them out here. And at the same time, you're basically gonna come back to that utility pole, which is up on the top of a hill.
Yes.
So what are you gonna do there when you've got a 10-foot drop?
And that's based on feedback from our meetings with Duke Energy.
That's because the easiest thing is you want to give them right away from here to this pole down here. If you're out getting 50 feet, because that is what you do normally at a bridge, it should be 50 feet down here. Why would it be, that's, even if you cut this hillside down, it's 10 feet, which is fine, I don't have a problem with that. You're gonna have a pole up, you're gonna have a 10-foot elevation right there, so tying into the road is not the reason down here. I mean, I know it's at the back of my hand, why do you taper here? You're heavy here. Once you're here, it's flat. Flat as a pancake. There's not even a culvert there.
There is an existing utility pole.
Pardon?
There is
So-
an existing utility pole back there as well, back right there.
Yeah, so based on our discussions with Duke Energy,
Mhm.
there's an existing pole back
I
here.
know, that's the power that brings it to my house.
Right. And so when we talked with them
Mhm.
and they started their utility relocation designs, they indicated to us that they wanted to upgrade this pole for the relocation purposes. So to bring their lines back to the pole, across here, and then back over to the roadway to
So when you
avoid,
go here
avoid the
and
bridge.
you go to this other pole, you're gonna have another easement, aerial easement that you have to have.
So they are staying along here,
And you're gonna jig,
and then they come out around the bridge, back, and then along the roadway.
there's a pole here, there's a pole here. Already. I know what they're doing as far as that goes. My thing is, this
construction line, that will take care of the bridge,
Correct.
the limit. This should all be temporary outside of that.
But they can't put utility facilities in temporary right-of-way.
The road's not gonna get any bigger.
They,
Three other poles, 3 feet off the road.
they need to relocate out here to avoid the bridge, and they can't put their facilities in temporary right-of-way. These poles were constructed years ago, and ideally, yes, they would
It
be,
used to be single phase, they upgraded to triple phase. So you're gonna go down and then continue 3 feet off the road. That's what you're telling me. You're gonna-
they are not adjusting any of their facilities outside of
Will
our,
this pole still be there?
that I don't know.
Because if you go from this pole, all of a sudden you're going across Alan Beckles land like this. Oh.
No, they won't, they can't do that. So they're coming here and then staying in their current line.
So they're jogging, is what you're
They're doing 90s, yes.
jogging down.
Yep.
Pardon me?
Which is what it currently does as right now. Right now, it currently jogs from here to here and also kind of keys like that. So that portion's not changing. Nothing's changing with the utility poles in this location other than pole upgrades. But the locations of those poles will remain the same.
Because there is a pole here, there's a pole up there. So you're gonna bump out and put 2 poles out there.
We're just upgrading poles. Those two.
And this is all by Duke. So it's not part of the project. They're relocating before the project. But what they've indicated to us, what they would like to do is put the pole out and jog. And then be back by the right-of-way line and then come back to the roadway edge.
So the trail's gonna stop right here.
Right
On the
there,
south side. Oh, right here.
right there.
Is there any easement? Where's the easement? Here.
Not
From
for this
Brown
project,
to
no.
Boomerang. Here it is down here. 45, 50 feet off the center.
Yep.
That should have been donated all the way across, number one. This. I can live with this. I want the bridge upgraded. But if the city of Noblesville wants to come and get their trail, they can come and get it later. I would even go to the point of donating property for the improvement, it's that important. But for you guys in Duke to do the grab for Noblesville, it's the cart before the horse. They say we need trails on both sides, fine. Right now, that's like Sarah Palin's bridge to nowhere at this point in time. When and if it's ready to go somewhere, and they deal with every one of the neighbors down the road for their easements, that's great. But this bit and piecing and inventory of right-of-ways along the way, it's not right. Me losing 50 feet in the front is no big deal in reality. I got 20 acres there, it's at the front, I don't even see it, but the premise is wrong. As I say, I would even donate the land from the construction limit. I would give a temporary easement, similar to what you have here, so you can work around the edge. The other item is, people have private utilities in here. Other than that, trees, fences, things like that. You're staying, I knew that the 45-foot setback, 1996 proposed highway setback was in place. My fence is far enough back. I guess I should have left it in there so I could get a new fence. But I didn't do that. I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with you being the conduit for Noblesville.
Okay.
And I see where you would need the construction limits. And actually, the construction limits are what you need, a bare bones. But we're going out. It's not right.
I think, like Matt had stated, so we send the utilities these locations, right? So we send them, this is our bridge, we need.
I met Duke out
Sure.
there just last week.
Okay, so we tell them that we need utilities outside of this line here, and that's what we tell them. They come back with the plan and tell us, this is where we're gonna relocate our poles based on where existing poles are located.
Well, yeah, we could argue about the timing on that. But that's fine. I mean, you could say that, but it's, the 50 feet, it's not, it's not, you don't need it.
I think we were trying to be, I guess, sensitive to that as well. I mean, that's why we jag back here, there, we tried to,
Back here too,
for the utility relocation purposes.
you know,
Because there's a lot of, and I didn't realize this until I got into it as well, there's a lot of engineering that goes involved with utility relocation and poles. I mean, those poles are holding what, 6, 7
cars go
lines.
right through 'em.
Well,
I
what,
watched them do it the triple phase.
Sure.
Every single phase was out there, I'm a general contractor, I mean, I know.
I'm talking about the lines as well. The lines are heavy too. So anytime you're jagging, 90 degrees, like,
Let me tell you one of the biggest problems that we have, or that I have, and I can include weeds if they want. Once you get past the bridge, normally a development comes in, they get into the city, they give donate right away. One of the deals that you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to extend your utilities to the end of your property. That's how neighborhoods are built, that's how cities are built. Guess what? Corby Thompson never had to go beyond the bridge. Doesn't, when a development goes in, don't they have to improve the roadway 90% of the time? On the frontage of the property?
That's not something I'm involved in.
Very good answer, you're a diplomat. They are. So Corby Thompson and Boomerang Development should have had to pay for this bridge, which the funding devices will need to be looked at anyway. But he should have had to be paying for this. We shouldn't be. We have a hill, as you've seen. You've seen how big that is.
Sure.
We have trees fall down. You go across 165th Street, knock the power out. When we have a rainstorm, they come draining across the road in sheets. They plug up the non-existing culverts that we have. So you're gonna put a bridge in, and nobody's gonna fix any of the problems that are down the road. You're gonna have all this water running down the road to your brand new bridge. When in reality, if they had put and made him improve and put in the water and gas lines, he's got an easement in there, 20 foot, I've seen that. But that whole hillside needs to come down. But all of a sudden, we do development in that, and that's Noblesville, because we were very involved in all of that. But he hasn't had to do that. I don't bet you money, there's nothing on from the bridge on there, from Boomerang, from the development, is there? In the finance package? That is wrong also. You want us to give up our taxpayer money and do it. We've already done a patch fix on the bridge once. Should have been replaced then. But we're gonna have this beautiful bridge, and then everything else is weather-taken, as it was before, which does not address any of the safety issues that we deal with daily, and the 5,900 cars that go back and forth. That's what upsets me. But we gotta get that right away. We gotta get that land, we gotta do this. Once you guys get your construction easement, do your temporary right-of-ways, get some money and do the road right so that your new bridge does not get affected by all of the all the rainwater gets, I mean, it comes in sheets. It's just a bad situation right here.
One thing I would like to state, I've heard a couple people say some things. This map shows these blue lines here on 161st. This is what the county is responsible for.
Could you zoom in a little?
So this road here, I'm gonna stay wide just for a second and I'll zoom in here in a second. But this is Gray Road. So everything west of Gray Road is all within Westfield. From Gray Road to this point is the county. And then as I zoom in, you can see, what's Lake Shore? So, just so everyone knows, this is the city of Noblesville's road from this point, right here, to Hazeldale.
Can you leave that up there? That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is Lake Forest.
Yep.
After Corby Thompson and Boomerang bought this 80 acres, city annexing that, pulled these parcels off. When this thing, Lake Forest, got approved in 2007 for annexation, this right-of-way should have gone all the way to here.
Looks like that corner piece is not part of their plat.
Well, it was
They were gonna
originally.
do 3 lots there, and then they backed them out.
Yeah.
It was originally. He saw where, this is all regulated drain. Once you get to here, this is natural stream. He split this off after the fact, right here. Even if that's the case, where's the road impact and the improvement for the bridge in the area? In this area right here. And does the development have to do road work? Mr.
I
Hildebrand?
would have thought that that's what the city of Noblesville would have done when they annexed it and they did all that.
If I go,
You would have thought.
but I mean typically, if I go down to the newest subdivision that's been okayed, there's gonna be brand new asphalt from there to there.
But you know, when they annex it, then they take, all that goes to them. We have no input whatsoever.
I'm saying, Noblesville needs to be here, but
I couldn't agree with you more.
I mean-
I was gonna say that Noblesville probably should have been here.
well, I mean, we can go back, I've got all the stuff where we brought out the fact that they were gonna skip getting a bridge improvement and saving everybody in this room money. And now you wanna spend it again, and they're off the hook, when in reality, they didn't do their due diligence, and they have not made the developer pay for what road frontage he has for improving the road. The utilities don't even go.
The city of Noblesville does things a little differently. The county does things a little differently than most of the cities. Noblesville has impact fees, so that developer had to pay an impact fee. And I cannot speak to where that money went, but I'm sure they met their obligations by the city and paid those impact fees. I don't know where those went.
Why are the utilities not brought down? Why can't we have fire hydrants down here? Is that not a normal process? Did I dream this? Normally, you have to send your utilities from start to finish, so the next subdivision that you approve will have utilities. There's a water easement up in there, 20 feet.
They was taken out of the plat.
Hmm?
They were saying it was taken out of the plat, so that area to the west of the creek, there's no part of the plat. You probably still owns it, you just took it out.
I happen to have I didn't bring the property card.
I don't know, do utilities go to this point?
Pardon me? No, they don't cross the bridge.
Yeah, so.
They stop here?
Yeah, there's a fire hydrant back in here.
I can't answer that.
It's a good question.
It's a question. It's been,
Yeah.
I mean, some of the people that have been in this room, there was a 6-month battle over this. They originally wanted to bring the sewer up the creek, and we made Ditzel bring it up Hazeldale. The problem I have is, the bridge needs to be done, but the road needs to be done as badly, if not more.
I think we all agree to that.
And a
But-
better bridge is gonna encourage more traffic
The speed's
on
unbelievable.
a
I can't
bad
get,
road.
we can't get, I've offered my drive right here in the dip to any sheriff or Noblesville, the sheriffs are fine. Any Noblesville policeman to shoot radar right here. We don't see a cop, we don't, they're running 15, 60 miles an hour on this, and the road is dilapidated. It's not wide enough, period. And if you go off the road, you're gonna hit a pole. And that's the frustration. Other than the right-of-way, I have a right-of-way frustration, but it's just one of many.
Again, my point for this map though is, if you have an issue in this area, right here, it's the counties. Call the Matt, can you point the blue line?
Yeah,
That
the
section, 161st
blue line
Street
right here.
is ours.
But so where our properties are.
We've got the city.
We're city.
You're the city.
So they should answer, if there's an issue that needs to be addressed, they should be answering that issue.
You know, I really think that we need to have Noblesville, we need to have a meeting with the city of Noblesville to answer their questions. It may not be related to this project, but they need to be heard. I always tell my kids, there's a lot of things that I can do for you, but one thing I can't do is read your mind. As long as you tell me what you need, I'm gonna do my best to help you. I think that's what needs to happen. I think you guys need to talk to Noblesville, and we'd be more than happy to try to help coordinate something that, we want to try to help. And I think this bridge improvement's going to be, it'll be something good and it's needed. Maybe they can answer the traffic situation and what needs to happen there long-term. But that's what we have right there, and when they annex, they take all of it, is what they do. And so, anyway, I want to throw that out.
When they annex, they take all of it.
Yeah, they take it, they take the road, they take all of it, it's their jurisdiction, is what they do. And I'm not, what's that?
What about the blue line?
The blue line is the county's.
So what does it take to have the county?
Hey, we'll try to help, whatever we can do. And if I can get the city of Noblesville to help to try to coordinate, a long-term project, I'd be more than happy.
Well, I'll tell you, when the county was doing it, was better. But ever since Lake Forest has gone in, it's been like, no. Did you guys plow that this year?
I'm not sure how we handled this. This is a common issue with us in Noblesville and Fishers, Westfield, where it's part, Swiss cheese, if you will. And we meet with the other jurisdictions. I don't know what our take is on this, but we talk to them about these and we try to, it's not a case that if they're plowing, they lift their plows, or if we're plowing, we lift our plows. I'm not sure what our agreement is with Noblesville standing here.
I know you don't know why. Here's the line in the
Right.
type of thing.
Yeah.
The problem is that we haven't had shoulder put in on the road since, I can't even venture to guess.
It just roads away a few more inches every year.
Just put more gravel and then it just gets worn
No,
down.
they
And
don't
then
all around.
now they have to drop off on the side of the driveway like this, and trailers just constantly fall off, chunks of the road just flying into my yard. It's terrible.
And they have signs for us, horses, be careful, but horses usually need trailers. So I'm driving horse trailers on that road and it's rough.
You guys are really nice though when you plow and you push a bunch of gravel into Mike Bush's yard. You go over there and pick it out of his yard, out of the grass. Mike's a good friend of ours. But, so, that's And that's the kind of thing, like I said, all the county guys, they have been exemplary. They flipped their skid loader in the creek. I got my backhoe out, took them out of there. Well, there was a guy in there. Busted my tow rope, they bought me a brand new one the next day. I've never had a problem with that. I've had a problem with this bridge after going in and seeing Matt in June. Nothing, can't tell you a word, okay? Can't tell you a word. Find them out on the property and that, Can't tell you a word, can't tell you a word. Gotta wait and run the MO for how we do the bridge thing. I don't know why we can't work together. I told him I have buried private utilities, drainage. I don't have a cold. I'm not gonna have no crap in that. I'm a senior citizen. I don't need more work. It takes 8 hours to cut the grass. So, I go in and Matt asked me, hey, so who have you told? Well, Burgess was out there. I helped him out. I identified everything that's out there. Who have you told? I looked at you, Matt, and said, why do you think I'm here? Don't hear a word. It'd be nice to get a phone call even. We might be out. My mom taught me to ask before I go out on somebody's property. It's like, hey, not a problem. No, I just get neighbors, they got 8 guys out in your front. So I'm sitting there talking to them, I'm like, well, if we all wanted to be really hard cases about it, we only got 3-foot easement, and granted, you can come on and do your due diligence, I understand that. But, it doesn't need to be at that temperament. Not everybody is against everything. It's been not a good experience for me.
Well, I hate to hear that.
And it's affecting my outcome.
Okay, so we only have the room for 5 more minutes till 7 o'clock. So are there any additional comments that people would like to give?
Your letter said 6 to 8.
Did it say 6 to 8?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I noticed things particular about some things. Are we gonna be able to get a hard copy of full size?
So we're going to put the presentation and then the preliminary plan set on the county website for the project.
I need a bigger one.
A 24 by 36.
Anything's better than me printing off. I mean, here's the other thing. How are you gonna line up with the blister for the neighborhood? So if we come down here on the area, you've got, hey, how much right of way is there?
I'm sorry, I don't know anymore.
It was 35, usually 35.
Yeah.
Sure. So when you come down here to the entrance of Lake Forest,
Currently, the pole is run this way, so the only thing that is distribution. Now you're talking about taking the entire communication line.
We don't have, so
just a roadway.
our project stops, we stop before, because that's over here.
No, I know, but on your pictures, you have an area.
Oh, the aerial, Sydney.
Do you want the Google Maps or do you want?
Google Maps would work.
Okay.
It just, you can see it.
They have some sort of easement here now, but
I'm sorry.
in order to get power to this, they got some sort of easement. So the question is why can't this all road, why can't you? In other words, I don't need it. Yeah, put it right here.
So, I'm the one who's, well, so if you The first one, it wasn't that.
So he moved it to beautiful out of the property.
No.
You said all they're going to do is upgrade the existing poles.
So.
I mean, that's where we're before my time.
The lines that are going from here to here. Yeah, but you've already got an existing pole.
Sure.
Okay.
But they need to slide those poles down, because now those wires are sitting on the poles.
Do you need it?
What do you have
Back one? Okay, sorry.
Not the street, you just go back up.
There.
You go that way?
That's what you need.
If you go 50 off for the trail and that, 50 off somewhere road, it's not gonna line up because you got a blister right here. Your trail, you're already gonna have to go more right away than city.
Yeah.
But it won't line up, so. Cause see, I'm right here.
That's why we gotta have the city here as a part of this.
Like I said, realistically, this is the value of your property. But if they put that piece in, I know you need to put impact.
Yeah.
Fine. My, based on, well, it's just the fact that it's there. It can impact the value. I understand you get like a sizable amount. Well,
So,
that's why I don't want.
and we were originally not going this far to the west. We changed that after we met with Duke. That was the big reason. I understand your concern, and we can go back to Duke and talk to them.
They won't, I tell you, they try.
Yeah, we
So
have,
here's the deal.
we have so many troubles with Duke.
So here's the deal. Last week, the Duke boys were out shooting and all that. To let you know what Duke knows. I told them, you know, this is not a regulated drone. This is.
Yeah, from that
They're like, oh, I didn't know that. You know, it's like, well, so what are you gonna do with the poles and that? Wherever they tell us to go.
Oh, well, I'm gonna tell you, they can do whatever they
I'm
want.
just
We,
saying,
yeah,
what the
we
interaction is.
we don't. So
They're
what,
bought, paid, and sold.
who they're probably referring to with they is they have, they contract with, it's a company called Leidos, who does their engineering for them.
I would specify the city or the county.
Yeah, we don't dictate where they go, because if we do, then they come back and put us on the hook.
And I'm telling you, I really don't. For me to lose this is not a huge thing. It's the principle of it. The other thing is too, if Noblesville is gonna be their trailers and all of that, he's right on the edge of the river.
I'm trying to
Wait.
figure out how you're funneling people
This
to
is-
the edge of my property doing that.
Yeah.
This is
What do they do from there?
Boomerang. So are you on the other side of Boomerang?
Yes.
Which side are you on the north side?
I mean, that's access to right.
You're up here?
Whether or not it requires.
So see, the trails
You're-
stop in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm next to the lot that they took out.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, they can still.
So further down the road here. Okay.
So it's just terminating, just filling the path that ends to nowhere. Because right now, this path goes and then it cuts down to a trail they put to go along the creek into the woods.
Because this was,
It's only asphalt so far.
When did,
Concern would be like working on it in the future.
when did they put this in?
Once they work on it, next property owner.
Because,
The original.
because our survey, this is all based, this line work is all based on our survey.
I mean, but the asphalt ends, but then it turns into more of just a mulch trail.
That's why they didn't pick it up. They just picked up the asphalt.
And I already,
Yeah.
So you're not talking.
Yeah.
And so this isn't gonna go very far past, it's just gonna die right after the bridge.
This is just temporary. Oh, the trail, just, we're stopping right here. Basically where we're stopping our guardrail
You're just giving them
replacement.
a path over the creek and then they go off.
Because then, again, if they say, well, take it to the driveway, I'm gonna say.
They're just, they've got basically a walking path over the creek and then you get to the driveway.
Because I don't let that anchor right up against the driveway.
Because the other thing is,
Some sort of issue.
not that I want to extend, but that hillside, as far as the impact on the road, we've already had the road closed because of a tree falling down, because there is no shoulder, there is no culvert, even the dug culvert. And the road, the water sheets across, and it goes right into the wetlands.
Yeah, he showed me the pipes he installed along the roadway.
The health department made him drain the day. Drain. And when that closed, we're talking impact, so a lot of concerns in private utilities and that. Sure, 32 or something. Who's gonna be responsible?
Yeah, they're already all back.
I could not give the street
Yeah.
And to your point, all the county, they got out. You can do this. You have a hard time down on about it. So we get a survey. We ended up doing this whole side. There's a lot of labor.
I don't realize that. You're gonna drive 75, 75.
If I had to hire it.
Once we get past, once it's past, then.
That's what they left.
To not be able to take such a break.
I was kind of curious, so you are going to actually continue this?
Yeah, that's our plan. So here's where the asphalt stops. And the asphalt stops there, and so bring it to the roadway. I mean, we can, if you're concerned about people, we could adjust it and stop it.
Once you've given them a path to cross the bridge.
This is a.
Okay.
The real alternative, personally.
You know, it sounds like they took out this last, so the subdivision came in here.
I don't know. I deal with bridges, and so. Yep, I understand that.
You're gonna use the word for walking.
Yeah, I mean, they will have to go in to put a path there. They'll have to acquire more right of way. And they'll have to adjust how far it's offset from the roadway. But that would be, that's on them. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, as we looked at that forest right here, at this point, it had drainage in this area. Which means they can't develop. As they go into a PCDS and
Yeah.
well, what they're gonna do is they'll have a walking trail, but then they'll end up trying to run the drainage to the creek. We are, been out here, and before 1976, we were this big, for a reason, and there's a reason why stop. We didn't even use it without any resistance, without, opens up this area, if possible, if they get all of that.
Yeah.
To, then putting together 3 lots and put them in subdivision here, whereas right now, it's very hard to
they tried to get drainage access off of me, because I don't know where this bridge, I don't guess it goes back to 156th Street, it's a wedge. So, yeah, I know, I just, I 39 acres, this is the right thing. 160 acres, 156 of Gray Road. But they wanted to go. Of course, if that occurs, let's get it, should not be a problem. They gotta get to it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And I'll tell you right now, what we've been doing is conceiving inside for construction.
So, okay. This, so we typically, like, do you have issues with this where we're offset? The reason that we do this is, well, to not have, 20 jogs in it. So we typically do a taper and then follow that around our bridge and then taper back.
Because, realistically, you've been out here. Right here, I have a high mound.
Yep.
It's a landscape mound and all that, that's great back then. But now, it's a little tough. You see, with all
Yeah.
traffic.
And,
The easiest thing for me would be to say, okay, and let you take it down so I don't have to worry.
well, and we don't, from our cross sections, we're not doing any work back here. This is all to tie back into existing. So we're coming back to existing. So we don't have it proposed to take down the mound. If you would like us to, we can adjust that.
It's the right of way.
Yeah, so, we can adjust that. We,
If we improve the bridge, I'm not even against, yeah, if we want the road improved.
yeah.
Do what you need for the road. Utilities, nothing Noblesville, and that, they can come back and they go after the land if they want to put their water there.
It's virtually, right?
I can live with the construction, I'm not going to live with this.
So-
I can take it, I understand that, but we'll right there,
Part of the reason for that is that's why those falls. If it's not straight back, you can correct it. If that all just came out here, there are holes here. It will be taken care of within these property. So everywhere you have to
You would prefer that route and basically have us cut, back through here diagonally. We're showing reconstructing the end of the driveway so you're tied back into our reconstruction. So, if we were able to make a modification, come back through here, follow our construction limits. What's that? Right, we would likely, like I was saying, so we don't have a large amount of jogs, do one taper from this point to somewhere out here. Because for the utilities, we need them to be out back here so that they can use a crane to set these wing walls in this section and have their clearance.
What are you going to do with your engine?
So they are maintaining that. There's going to be fill over top, but no impacts. And then any impacts to the,
Open drainage pipe?
we're not touching the existing pipe. We're leaving it closed. Yep. And then any impacts down here, we're putting a special provision together where they have to reconstruct it to meet the county surveyor's office outlet standards out here. But there's going to be, some additional fill over top of it through this area, but not through this area, outside the construction limits. So it extends all the way down. Does it line up with the Bechtel, what he installed? Yeah.
In your culvert to drain the water so it's not getting pulled down. There's as a neighbor, as part of our neighborhood, his issue is big. I said, you better find out where the health department so you can do because his house sits in it's not, I knew, that's why my friends
Mm-hmm.
it's the investment in I've been there 25 years. I see the contract, back in, it was 1940. In my places, it's and I don't like it. I know where it's going, but like I said, that's why I made this simple for all kinds of things. Then you go back and all things out in the open.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can talk with my guys, but I've looked at it and, you didn't give me anything but the shot of pitch.
Well, I didn't have this until last week. Like, I can't, but I can't, like, I don't want to show you something that I know it's gonna change. And like, I want to show you something that we have confidence in, and that they've done their due diligence, and they've engineered, and that, we know. Yeah. Yeah.
It's that simple to erase that tension from the get.
Yep.
I mean, I came with, okay, now you've done your due diligence, guys. You come on my property, I got a 10-day letter certified mail to me, and I know you can come in and do it. And I will give it to you. But, that's what upsets me. And I think it upsets a lot of people.
Yeah.
We can do this. I am not against it. But that's the way I am. I don't call.
Yep.
And I pretty much, we dealt with this whole thing. Everybody on 160. Sometimes, we really understand this with the city people. We need an emphasis.
Yep.
I know you're going to be okay. Little land back.
Yep.
And then you're the boss.
Yep.
I'm not saying that I'm trying to impress them. You ask the guys that put out the bank, they don't have to spray their business. Whenever they're out there, the camera, We had to do all the repairs when
Yep,
the
when,
road down.
yep,
You didn't hear anything from me on that.
nope, right, yeah.
But I do have a little bit.
Okay.
I understand your whole thing. Because
Yeah.
I thought initially you were gonna go from here over to there and I'm like.
No,
That's backwards.
right, right.
That would have been a whole nother.
No, because there's, yeah, it's from here back to here and, yeah. So,
That's where you.
yeah. Yeah, and the reason we added this was because of how close it is to the property line and just knowing how Duke is, and how they just go wherever they want.
Oh, you didn't see me? Oh, I served that.
So,
Oh, is that who it was from? I'm glad that she was one Satan.
yeah,
Never know. It's always on somebody's shoulder.
yeah. So, yes, I think so. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.